Well, here we go again.
You, the listener, are entering the podcast zone, one of my favourite type of zones. Other good types of zones include the snack zone, the comfort zone, but not the danger zone. Take some deep breaths, count to 10. Forget everything you were doing before, forget what you do after this, forget everything around you, and simply let our mundane voices drift you into a state of excitement, because we're back with a brand new smoking hot episode of the Everyday Life podcast.
Well, I think give you a little round of applause for that.
Thank you.
Totally unplanned intro. That is great. I mean, I'm clueless to your intros, Elliot. You do your little thing in the background. I'll tell you what the subject is. You do your stuff. So yeah, that's another classic one. Classic one. So how have you been doing? I see you every day, but how are you doing anyway?
Yep, doing well. Easter holidays still going strong.
Yes, the last little dregs of that, isn't it? Of course, we had the Easter podcast, didn't we?
Yep.
This is we're hitting it straight in.
If you haven't listened to that, what are you doing? Go listen to that.
So how have your Easter holidays been? Pretty good?
Yeah, it's been really good, thanks.
You've done loads, haven't you?
Yeah.
You saw a great film as well, didn't you?
Oh, Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
I could do a podcast on that.
You didn't see it once, did you?
Saw it twice.
And you got the book.
And I got the book.
Now that's something, isn't it?
That is something.
Must be impressive. Anyway, well, what random subject from everyday life are we going to be chatting about today?
We're asking the age-old question, the big one, really. You were all waiting for it. What's in your loft?
Yes, folks, what's in your loft? Well, tell you what, I'm intrigued with this one. I've always found lofts very fascinating. So let's go in a second, and we're going to find out exactly what's in your loft.
Let's do it.
Welcome to episode 35 of Everyday Life Podcast.
Episode 35.
So 35, that's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, they're sort of still going strong, aren't they?
Yeah.
Still endless subjects. Oh, and our little catchphrase, endless. Endless. We love that. We love that little catchphrase. Anyway, Elliot, enough of us faffing about.
Yeah, time to start talking about loft.
Let's start talking about what we're really here for, loft. So, Elliot, what is a loft?
Well, a loft is, generally speaking, an upper story, open place space, or elevated area directly under the roof of a building. You can store all sorts of stuff up there, as we will discuss.
Yes, definitely. Open plan as well. That's really good, isn't it? And so handy for all sorts of items, household items to store. Space. And, shall we describe ours to the listener?
Yeah. Let's do it.
We've got the classic loft hatch, haven't we?
Yeah, can't beat a loft hatch.
No, you can't, can you? And, well, the ladders leading up to the loft, we've got some step ladders. Now, it is a little bit risky. I do stand right on the very top of that. Above the top step.
Don't love watching that.
Where the sort of arms of the ladder are, so it is a bit dodgy. I'm going to get out another ladder, though, next time, so it's a bit safer.
Yeah.
But have you ever had a look in our loft, Elliot?
I've never been in our loft.
Would you like to have a look next time I go up there? Not actually get up there, but what I normally do, I don't physically get up there. I usually take the torch option, the classic torch. And do you know what's in our loft?
I know we've got our Christmas decorations in there. Yeah,
we've got Christmas decorations. We've got your mother's old Cindy dollhouse from her childhood.
Oh yeah.
We've also got a tent up there.
Oh yeah.
We've got a couple of sleeping bags. We've got some blankets. Got some Star Wars boxes from some of my figures and some of your Funko Pop boxes as well.
Wow, loads of stuff.
I think there's a few other little bits, and probably my favourite item that's in the loft, the fans.
Oh yeah.
Because I love that when it's getting really warm and you guys are complaining it's too hot, and I say, shall I get the fans down?
Your favourite time of the
year? That
is
one of my favourite times of the year, getting the fans down from the loft, so you can't beat that. But anyway, shall we go to some comments? Shall we find out what is in other people's lofts?
Let's dive straight in.
So who have we got? Have you got... shall I go in with my one first?
Yeah, you start.
Okay, well, we've got Emily Gilbert. So, hello, Emily.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on when you're listening.
Well, Emily says, what isn't in my loft, you mean? And, well, she has a sort of stairs to get up to it, which are quite dangerous, rickety, and a few steps missing.
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
sound very safe.
Well, with Emily's loft there, sounds as though it's packed full of stuff.
Yeah.
but it could be
Little
a
treasure
dangerous mission getting up to a loft.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Sounds risky business.
Definitely.
Well, Rhea Eris's loft has been sealed off for over 100 years. She isn't sure she wants to know what's in there, but there's no smell so far, so suspects it's for support reasons.
Well, that's handy then, because if there would have been dead bodies in there, then she would have had some wafts now, wouldn't she? So, well noted there, Rhea. And it's been sealed off. So
Sealed off.
I'll tell you what, that would be interesting to find what's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And she said, did she say about the stairs as well? No, she didn't say about the stairs. That's all right. Well, we will go to Julie George. Hello, Julie. Afternoon,
Good morning,
evening.
afternoon, evening, night, etc.
Well, she has eaves, no ladder, which is part of the roof, in an L shape. And she has everything from old dance costumes, Christmas decorations, and a drum kit.
Drum kit? Wow.
So, she's got
some
good stuff in that one. And then I'd like to see the layout of that. Like, a couple of people have said, like, eaves, they use eaves, part of the roofing system, and they don't technically have, like, the classic hatch or anything like that. So I would like to see the layout and, like, a photo maybe. So
you could do a tour of people's lofts.
I could do, I would love that, actually. I would love.
Yeah.
I've always found lofts very fascinating.
Every time you go around, can I have a look in your loft?
Yeah, I always wonder where people's lofts are and whereabouts in the house they are.
Yeah. And,
of course, the pull-down ladders and everything, but we'll talk about that in time. Oh,
lots of good stuff to come.
Definitely, you'll be blown away by these. Tina Knights as well. Hello, Tina. She actually fell out of a loft.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, she fell out of a loft once. She was putting some stuff up there, tidying it up. It had a few drinks, and she literally just fell straight out. She said that she caught her arms on the way down, but luckily it wasn't a very high drop. But she definitely hurt herself.
Ooh. Nasty.
So I think she does think twice now about when she goes up in the loft, especially if she's having a few drinks.
So.
Yeah. Who have you got, Elliot?
I've got Andrea Teasdale here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Evening, Andrea.
Or if you're listening, which is, as always, a big if. Her loft is full of stuff, including old kids' clothes, records, and electrical items. She has a pull-down ladder that just clicks into place.
Wow. Well, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Especially now, loft ladders.
I'd love a loft ladder.
Yeah, a proper one. A proper pull-down one.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lady, you know Joanna, who I go to, who I work for in Middleton. She's in her 70s now, and every year I have to get Christmas decorations down from my loft.
Yes.
And it is chocker. Now, listen up. Joanna is one of these ladies, she basically clears all of the ornaments in the house and puts them in boxes, and then all of the Christmas decorations are up in the loft she puts out, and I get that job. And her loft is upstairs, she's got the loft hatch, and there's a little handle and turning, and she's got a little loft pole which you put up to the loft hatch, and you turn it. That loft hatch drops down, and then you see the ladder. You use that pole to get the top bit of the ladder, and it pulls down, and that clicks into place.
Fascinating.
I think that's quite a magical thing with a loft.
Yeah.
With the ladders, the fitted ladders like what Andrea has, when they click into place, and now she hasn't got a light, and I think there's a problem with the lighting up there. There is a bulb, I have changed it, but still nothing. So I normally take up my phone and just have the torch on.
Trusty torch.
But that is an absolute, so with the loft ladders themselves, the fitted ones, I sort of love those. Rob Heyman, evening Rob, afternoon Rob.
Morning and night.
He has got what I'll probably be using next, the telescopic loft ladders, the ones what extend or pull out. I've got one in the shed. Do you know that little one? It's about that high, and you pull it, you open up the rungs on the side, and you pull it, and it can go as high or as low as you want. So I think I'm going to be taking up Rob's advice.
Yeah.
And using that instead of risking it.
Yeah.
So he's got that extendable telescopic loft ladder.
Nice. And
he has got all sorts of Christmas decorations and photos in there as well.
Classic.
Yeah. What about you, Elliot? Who have you got on our list?
Joan Ramsey.
Oh, what? Evening, Joan. Afternoon.
Good morning or good night. There's no ladder or any steps needed. She just crawls into her loft.
Does she? She just crawls into it?
Just crawls in.
Wow. I've been there all the time, would you?
Yeah, maybe.
Now, Has she said what's in there? I don't think she did she?
No.
But
Mysterious.
that sounds a pretty good loft. That
sounds pretty cool. Could be a cool little hiding spot.
Nice and easy, that one.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
All right. In.
Well, I tell you what. Before we go to some more comments, shall we have a little random fact? Shall we go to that?
Let's do it.
Random fact.
The Mordor of Warsaw is a modern industrial area in Warsaw, Poland, filled with office lofts. It gained the nickname Mordor from the Lord of the Rings due to immense traffic congestion, black dense architecture, and creating a dark land. And as we all know, one does not simply walk into Mordor. Also, in 2023, the city officially named 2 streets in the area, Tolkien Street and Gandalf Street. How cool is that? Wow,
that is amazing. I mean, an area where you've got loads of office loft spaces.
Yeah.
And of course, you've been reading that about Lord of the Rings, haven't you? That's one of your books that you've been reading. I did read as well, when we were researching that random fact, that some of the workers of the locals do nickname them, or they are known as orcs. So another Lord of the Rings thing. So who would have thought, Elliot, that you would have had a random fact linking a book you're reading and a film you like with Lord of the Rings, right? And lofts.
That I wasn't expecting that. No.
Lofts and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, not a combination.
That could be a sequel, couldn't it? To the Lord of the Rings films. Lord of the Rings and the Lofts.
Yeah, they should bring that back out. Any roadworks down Gandalf Street, you could have a sign saying, "You shall not pass." I'd love to live on Gandalf Street. How cool would that be?
Oh, I'll tell you what. Yeah, that would be really good. And all those little links to Lord of the Rings with lofts or whatever. That's pretty endless. Or what? Well, tell you what, folks. As this is so exciting, this podcast, we're going to have a word from our sponsors. Are you a teenager?
Bored in the evenings?
Well, be bored no more with Tasty Youth Club.
What, the Hangout?
Yes, the Hangout. When is it?
Every Thursday, 6 till 7:30pm.
Where is it?
The Community Spoon, Caistor-on-Sea.
The Youth Club for teenagers.
What, the Hangout?
Yes, the Hangout. Check out Tasty Youth Club on Facebook. Welcome back to Everyday Life Podcast.
Hope you enjoyed that little advert there.
And the classic Hangout advert.
What, the Hangout?
Yes, the Hangout. What, Tasty Youth Club?
Yeah.
When is it?
Every Thursday, 6 till 7:30pm.
Well, you can have a repeat of it if you want, folks. But yeah, you actually went there this week, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Had a fun time.
It's good. Well, I'll tell you what. More loft stuff. Shall we chat more lofts?
Oh, let's do it.
Actually, one today, Gary and Lisa Sharp. Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
Gary. Afternoon, evening.
Morning.
If you're listening to this.
You're listening,
I think a bit of a jokey comment, this one. I said their loft is full of woodworm. Or possibly, they could have been joking. I think they might have been, but anyway.
Hope so.
You've got another comment, Elliot, haven't you?
Yes, well, Sean Dunn has loads of stuff in his loft. He has old VHS tapes from the 90s and lots of toys from when the kids were young. And his wife, Caroline, has her wedding dress chucked up there somewhere from 17 years ago.
Wow.
And, here we go, he has a fitted roll-down ladder.
Wow. Well, afternoon, Sean, morning, Sean, or...
Evening or night.
It could be.
Driving in the car.
You never know with Sean, do you? Where are you? I'll be interested, actually, when you listen to this, Sean.
Let us know where you are.
Yeah, let us know where you are. Just send us a message. That will be quite amusing. Shall we have a little guess? Well, if you don't know, folks, Sean likes Part 1 tourism, and he travels around for work as well. So he's often travelling to long distances, like Paul, for instance, in Dorset. He's there today. He lives in Norfolk. So that's just an example. But yeah, he could be anywhere. Could be anywhere in the country, or in Europe.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in the UK.
We could have a little segment from now on. Where is Sean now?
Yeah. Oh, we could. We could have a podcast. Well, not a podcast on that. We could have a game show.
Yeah. Well, let us know where you are.
Let us know where you are, Sean. But yeah.
Back to it.
Fact that, his wife, hello, Caroline, as well.
Yes, hello.
Her wedding dress is up in the loft now. I wonder what sort of state that's in.
Oh, yeah. 17 years ago.
Yeah. So, well, depends what he's got it in. If he's got it in a bin bag or in, like, a plastic sheeting or something, then it might be all right.
Yeah,
it might be kept.
Might be all right.
So And it's amazing, in the loft, you've got all the insulation in there as well, and whether it keeps, or, you know, how much stuff deteriorates, or if there is, like, mice up there possibly that could eat through stuff.
Ooh, fiddly. Or pigeon nesting up there.
Yeah, it could be a pigeon, and that all takes us on to, well, I'll tell you what, once, when we were at Brook Avenue, that was your grandparents' place when we lived there for a little while when they were getting older, their loft. For starters, when we did have to clear that, unbelievable amount of stuff in there.
Really?
Absolutely heaving. And we had to get a skip for a lot of that. A lot of it had like deteriorated, a lot of old clothes in there, gone mouldy and stuff. But I went up there one day, opened that loft hatch, and I heard a little buzz.
Ooh.
And I thought, okay, it's, I don't know what, there's some sort of insect up here. And I got up in the loft and I heard another one. And I noticed it was a wasp.
Oh, nice.
And then I saw another one and another one. So basically, 4 or 5 wasps all of a sudden circling around near me.
Jeez.
And obviously I went straight down.
Straight back down.
And I think we called pest control.
Yeah.
And we had a wasp's nest in a loft. A wasp's nest.
Nasty.
So yeah, you think of lofts. I mean, there's spaces where you don't go necessarily very often. You might even go up there once a year just to get your Christmas decorations down. But you don't know what's going on up there over the year. Happening. You could have all sorts up there.
Yeah.
And wasps, perfect place to nest.
Yeah.
If there's little holes in your roof or whatever, they'll probably find a way in, or they could do.
You could make an Attenborough documentary about the insects and animals you find in your loft.
You could do.
You'd have a loft episode. There you go, Attenborough.
Yeah. Oh, well, his 100th birthday is coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
What an ultimate special edition for his 100th birthday.
Yeah.
Giving a programme about lofts and the wildlife you can get in them.
Yeah.
And and in that loft at Brook Avenue, I did have some old cassette tapes, what I recorded from the radio in the 80s mainly. You know all my 80s music knowledge comes from all them tapes. All them years from like 1980 to about 87 of listening to Top 40 on Sunday night and recording them on these cassettes, which I kept, and I put them all in a bin bag, but I did play them, and all of them pretty much deteriorated.
Oh dear.
There was no way of playing them, so unfortunately, when that skip came, that was a place for those cassettes.
Must have been sad.
But that's something you don't think about with isn't it? What's in someone else's loft, Elliot?
Russell Ray.
Oh, evening, Russell.
The state of his loft. There's a lifetime of history up there, including a scary doll and a Furby E.T.
Yeah. Well, that sounds amazing. What Russell has got in his loft, and has he described what his loft is like?
Yes. There's no ladder, just a hatch into a void at the top of the stairs.
That's amazing. That's another one. It doesn't really have to use the traditional getting up in your loft or the pull down loft, the hatch. So I would like to physically see. He did describe it to me. So I said, I'm trying to visualise your loft space, but that sounds great. He's literally just walk into it. And those sort of things you can keep an eye on, can't you? Yeah. You can sort out pretty regularly. When you've got a loft hatch, you often think, I can't be bothered to get up there. You know, we know what's up there. We know it's a bit of a mess, but it's going to be an endless task trying to sort it out. And some people's lofts, you probably can't even move. They probably don't even know themselves what's in there.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting to see what's in people's lofts. And for those people to actually get up there and slowly go through it, I think they'd be surprised.
Yeah.
They might be surprised at what they find.
Like, where should we put this? Or just chuck it in the loft.
Exactly.
That's years. You'll have so many things in there.
And Russell's comment of what he's got up there, the Furby E.T. as well, evidently that makes sounds and it talks as well. So that's a real collector's item.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of people's lofts there could be some hidden treasures and some real collector's items.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Of everything, yeah. Have you got any more comments, Elliot?
All out, boss man.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we asked a mate of ours, Nick Law, Jack Chapman. Hello, Jack. Evening, Jack. Morning, Jack. If he had anything in his loft, because I knew he would. Now, Jack Daw is a bit of a collector. He loves his, trading cards, stickers, Star Wars stuff, videotapes, vinyl, all that sort of stuff. So I knew he would probably be likely to have a little collection in his loft. Jack, Jackdaw says probably a load of shite in his loft, but it will include old collectibles, and he knows he's got a box of old Star Wars figures, old books and newspapers. He does save obituary ones. So, like, you know, when famous people die, I've saved those, you know, like David Bowie, Freddie Mercury, and the Queen, etc. So he does similar, and he saves them and he puts them in his loft. He's also got, this is an interesting one, point of sale posters. They're window posters that used to hang in Woolworths windows.
Interesting.
Amazing. So there's some real collector's items there.
Yeah.
And he has the classic loft hatch, but no ladder attached anymore.
Anymore?
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to find out how he does get up there. If it's not attached anymore, perhaps it's elsewhere in the house or outside, and he sort of uses it like that. He also says that he hasn't been in his loft since about 2015.
Oh, wow. So 11 years.
Yeah, I think
might be in time for a
little trip up there.
Mate.
And do you want a little bonus extra about Jackdaw's loft?
Of course I want a bonus extra.
He also says there's a large cardboard X-Wing.
Wow.
And a TIE fighter.
Crikey.
That have been in his loft since about 1997.
Yeah.
When the Star Wars Special Edition VHS box set was released. So, well, I mean, he could open it up as a little museum, I think.
Yeah.
Jack, obviously sort out the ladder.
Yeah.
Get that sorted for the public. You don't want anyone like any health and safety issues with or anyone like that. So, but anyway, do you want a loft treat as well from Jackdaw?
Oh yeah, being spoiled.
Well, he doesn't know what condition any of his items are in.
Ooh.
But if he ever gets in the loft, he's going to send us some photos.
Lovely. Look forward to that.
So yeah, and we look forward to your loft museum.
Yeah. In
the future, Jack. And when you go up there next.
Yeah, I expect the loft museum up and running.
Yes, definitely. So overall, Elliot, with lofts, I mean, what is your experience of them? I suppose really it's something you haven't really thought about.
No, not really. Don't tend to think about the lofts too often. I think it's quite scary getting up there. And, you know, getting down again.
It's something. It's like my fascination with bins. It's like, you know, something that people don't really talk about or don't take any notice of. You know they're there. You don't really want to talk about them. I mean, who wants to talk about a loft? Well, apart from us, of course.
Yeah, apart from us.
I mean, I would talk about a loft all day.
There's not going to be many conversations happening right now about lofts.
No. But yeah, I mean, personally, as I said, you know, I sort of always liked a loft. Always found them interesting, whereabouts in the house they are, the hatches and everything. And with ours, I like ours. It's got the classic square hatch.
Yeah.
To get down. It's got, and it's the push. You push that bit of board up. Oh, well, of course, the boards around the lofts. The boards, when you get up there, some of them are boarded. You've got all the insulation. I always take care to walk on the boards if I am up in any lofts. Now, as you know, I'm self-employed. I have been up in a few people's lofts to do various jobs. Sometimes tidy them up. 9 times out of 10, it's getting Christmas decorations down. So I'm quite lucky in that aspect. I do get to see quite a few people's lofts and go up there. But yeah, probably my favourite loft is probably that Joanna Champions one, because that is a special pull-down loft, and I've rearranged all of that.
Wow.
I know where everything is in that loft. And those Christmas decorations, when I first started there, they were all over the shop, everywhere in that loft, all scattered about. I've put them all nice and tidy in an area that I know. And of course, when you put the ladder up in the loft, you have to make sure there's nothing at the back.
Yeah.
And that mistake I learned, because when I originally put the decorations up, I was trying to put the ladder up, and it wouldn't go up, it wouldn't push up. So I thought there's something blocking that. So you have to keep a certain area free. So so many things you have to think of with lofts in general.
Yeah, you wouldn't think you'd have to think about lofts.
No. Well, I wonder if the listener has ever, listened to a podcast on lofts or spoke in detail about their loft to someone.
Doubt it.
Doubt it. But it's a fascinating subject when you look into it.
Yeah.
It is. If you're thinking, folks, well, I wonder what's in my loft. I haven't been up there for quite a little while. Have a little look. Even if it's just popping your head in with a torch, having a little look around and see what you got.
Let us know what's in your loft.
Yeah, let us know what's in your loft, folks. You're welcome to email us at binsfantastic2022@yahoo.com. And I'll tell you what, we're going to head to the end bit in a minute, Elliot, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, before that classic music comes in and we have a final bit of chat, we've got... Huh? What's that?
I'm sure I've just seen Tin Man walk past window.
Well, listener...
That brings us near to the end of the Loft episode. You are now leaving the podcast zone. We hope you enjoyed your time in the podcast zone. Please leave a good review if you did enjoy your time, and if you didn't, don't bother. We don't need that sort of thing. We'll be here next time to deliver some thrilling content to spice up your week.
Yes, what can follow that classic question, what's in your loft?
What's in your loft?
Well, tune in next time, folks, to find out, but thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you. If you made it this far, big if.
Yeah.
As always.
That is a big if they've made it this far.
Yeah.
And of course, we have got a Facebook page. On Facebook, just type in Everyday Life Podcast. That will come up, various photos we put on there and stuff. And of course, the email as well, binsfantastic2022@yahoo.com. You're welcome to email us if you've got any comments or any ideas for future podcasts.
Anything you want us to talk about, like bread.
Yeah, Josie BW, if you are listening to this, it is still on our list to do.
It is coming. The bread episode is coming.
Josie wants us to do a podcast on bread, and we can do. We could talk about bread for quite a little while, I think.
Yeah.
Literally talk about anything. We can talk about anything. And that's what the beauty of the Everyday Life podcast is, random subjects from everyday life.
Yeah, it is.
Endless. Well, at the end of the day, Elliot, of course, you can't beat a decent loft.
You can't, and that's just something you're going to have to face. You can't beat a loft.
That's right. So, until next time, folks, it's bye from me, Dave Clark, and it's bye from my assistant,
Elliot. Goodbye.
Goodbye.